We have one of our panelists with us here, Mai Atafo. I'm going to ask him a few questions, and those are real questions that are going to help you live your dreams. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I listened to you speak a while ago, and a lot of times people are invited to conferences to come and speak. But I wanted to ask a question that would help these people actually understand where to take it from having a dream and then living the dream. So where did you start from? Did you always know you were going to be into fashion?
No, I didn't. I had a proper job as a brand marketer for Guinness.
Okay.
So I didn't know what to do, become a fashion designer, to be honest. So it was something that I just had a flair for it. I thought it'd be interesting for me to do it, and I did. So in other words, I followed my heart to do what I did. When I talk to people right now, I tell them, no, it's good to follow your heart and drive your passion, but the most important thing is that you have to know exactly what you're trying to do. If it's a particular industry or segment, you should try to be proficient in it. Go and learn, go and train. It's a business, you should try to get a business plan to understand exactly where you are. It's going to help you refine your thought process, to be honest, because everything is a business.
Okay, like you said, exactly what you want to do. So with your industry, it's fashion and it's saturated. So what did you think of? How did you know you were going to succeed?
I think I was going to succeed. And number one, I don't think it's saturated at all, because you still have people wearing foreign things. That means it's not saturated. The ratio of Nigerians that wear foreign stuff to Nigerian stuff, it's ridiculous. So we have not fulfilled our current market, Nigeria. So it's very open it's so widely open, it's ridiculous. 116 million Nigerians or more, and they're not all wearing Nigerian outfits.
Okay, sorry.
We haven't achieved.
When you say Nigerian outfits, you're talking about outfits
made
in Nigeria.
Made in Nigeria.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a Global or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
It could be a T-shirt as long as it's made in Nigeria.
Okay.
So we have not fulfilled that. So it's not even saturated at all. Scratching the surface of what it is.
Okay, so but you carved a niche for yourself.
I mean, it'd be nice to say that, but what I pretty much did was, try to run the business successfully. And every point in time, we look back at what we've done, and we looked at our misses and our gains, and try to push on where we've done well, and look for new ways to make it better. And where we have failed, we evaluate why we have failed, and ensure that we don't do the same thing, and look for ways to make that better. So it's a continuous evaluation of the business, and that has led us to where we are right now. I think what I even have in the pipelines I would love to do, more than what I have done thus far.
Okay.
Because I'm always constantly evaluating myself. I'm constantly looking at myself and saying, if somebody comes into my industry, how would they come in? What would they offer that would be better than what I'm offering? And when I think through that process, I try to start to offer that to myself again, or to my customers.
Okay, so we just have one more question, and that's, you would have fears and probably challenges come up while you were trying to get whatever it is that you were doing. How did you translate those fears and challenges to positive energy and, bring about success in your career? I
think as a businessman, at the end of the day, if you are pressured or challenged, you just want to resolve the issue. Because I do believe that there's no problem that doesn't have a solution. Every problem has a solution. You just have to pick the one that actually works for you at the point in time with the resources that you have. So all I do at the end of the day is not like I get down and I get into this metaphysical. No. Everything is human. Do you understand what I mean? You have to be very, very practical. If at the end of the day I have more demand than I can supply, I have to look for a way to actually look at my production process or hire more tailors. It's as easy as that. Okay? If I want to increase my products from 10 in a week to 50 in a week without getting more money, it's okay, what am I going to do? If I'm doing this right now, this is the gap. How do I bridge from here to here? What do I need to add?
So there was actually no point in time that you had a challenge that you were afraid that this could cause you to fail?
For a businessman, it happens every day.
Okay, but you don't have a greatest one that you knew that this is staring me in the face, and you know what, I'm going to have to deal with this. How did you deal with it?
Like I said, it happens. It literally happens every day. To say, oh, there was this big one. No, it happens. I can't give names, but just 2 days ago, I lost an opportunity to be in one of the biggest movies that will come out this year because I didn't deliver the outfits on time. But I'm here today and I'm moving on. Do you get what I mean? It's not like I said and said, let me turn this one to positive energy, and then no.
Okay.
I apologized frantically and said, let's look for other ways to still make this thing work. Maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. And oh, sorry, that's a great idea. Let's look into it now. We have more time. But you know what? What I always do is that when something happens and there is no going back on what has happened, right? You just back and you move on, and you move on really fast. Because if you're going to stay in that state, all you do is going to depress yourself. I mean, there's this thing I saw on Instagram where the guy says, he has a glass of water and says, how much does this weigh? And people were like different things. It's not by the weight. It's how long you hold it. If you hold it for 5 minutes, you're fine. Sure. You hold it for half a day, you start feeling like, oh my, if you hold it for a whole day, your hand goes paralyzed. Just a glass of water is turned into something else. Absolutely. That's what happens with issues. If you hold on to an issue for long, it starts to become a really big, it's the same issue. But on you, it's now become a huge mountain. So if something happens today, and that's the end of that thing, if that's the final end of it, I lock it and say, it is done. Now, let's start a whole new day. But I said it. It is your time. So you know what? Maybe this is my time in America right now. It's just brand new morning for me because that issue is gone. Yeah. Maybe I want to sleep. Maybe I'm just going to go to Chinatown, and when I wake up, I'll deal with the issue again. But I like to move on from issues that have a final, definite end to, and I end it. But if it's something that ends, but there's still residual impact in it, I pick up the residual and say, okay, fine. So that what I thought I lost that deal, I said, okay, great. What can I do? What's the residual? Can we do something different? And say, oh yes, we can do something different. Now I am moving on something different. I've lost to doing that, but I'm still on that string and look for something different to do. So I think for a businessman or an entrepreneur, it is a constant thing. Because the only thing you do as an entrepreneur anywhere in the world is manage your risk. That's the only thing you do as an entrepreneur. You manage risk. So, meaning as you wake up with the money, there's already risk staring at you. Wow. So you have to keep dealing with the risk every day. That's in every definition of entrepreneur, the word risk is there. Because you're always managing risk, so you just have to keep dealing with it every day. So it's not like big, small, size, blah, blah. Sometimes the biggest ones are even the smallest ones.
So anyone that's waiting,
it's risk. Everything is a risk. There are no guarantees that anyone's going to knock on my door and say, I want to buy clothes tomorrow. How do I guarantee that? I'm going to do all the advert in the world. It wouldn't do anything. Wow. So what are you going to do? Sit down and cry? Hell no. I'll start making sleeping bags. Do you get what I mean? I would move. I wouldn't wait for that to happen. If I see that people don't want to make clothes anymore, maybe I'll go to the church and start making uniforms. I would move as fast and I'll make it the coolest uniform ever. Whatever it is, you move. Don't let things just weigh you down. You're like, not working for me, and it's not going to happen. I mean, if you look at things, floppy disks, where's the floppy disks right now? For computers. You know, we had that thing called floppy disks?
Absolutely.
That was the coolest thing ever. Yeah. What happened to floppy disks? If someone's life was to make floppy disks and they had like a 100-year plan of making floppy disks, what would have happened to that person? Wow. What happened to the video recorder? If that was the person's plan ever in life, cassette player?
So just keep moving.
TDK? You know, what happened to it? Maxell cassettes, if anybody remembers, Solo. Absolutely. Do you understand? If that was your lifeline for 100 years, you're done. So you have to be ready to say, this is going to go out, I move on to the next one. It's going to go out, I'm going to move on to the next one. You know, it is. You just keep moving. You keep moving, keep moving. Because the principles are still the same thing. You are still listening to music today when there's no cassettes. How do you listen to music? I move with it.
This is amazing.
That's it. So it's a constant. You wake up in the morning, it's a risk. It's a risk. It's like, what's the risk saying at me today? Okay, let's mediate the risk and let's move on.
So there's a risk every day. Wake up in the morning, face it, and keep moving.
Keep moving.
Just keep moving.
That is what you've signed up for as an entrepreneur. You signed up to say, I will resolve risk every single day of my life, different risks as they come, and you keep doing that. Once you see it come, what you have to do is just smile and say, this is a big one. How do I tackle it? And you just move on. You smile at it because you're expecting it to come. If you didn't expect it to come, then you're just a failure.
So you can see now, you've heard everything. You've heard from him. I would have loved to ask him much more questions. But with what you've said already, I think anyone sitting down and not doing anything has themselves to blame. So every single day of your life, wake up in the morning and resolve the risk at whatever level you are. Yeah. Because some people will say you have some tools. That's why you're talking like that. That you have opportunities, but the truth is we all have risks that we need to solve every
no matter how small or big it is. Yeah. I mean, I probably would not be able to take a 5 million naira order. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that 5 years ago. Yeah. Did I stop to cry? No, I took the 1 million naira order. I took the 500,000 naira order. I took the 100,000 naira order. Do you understand? When I made my first suit, it was 20,000 naira. Now it's way over 100,000 plus naira. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't cry and say, I thought I was going to get there. I started working towards it. So I started small and grew organically to where I am. My first office was in Yaba. Now I'm in Lekki. You think I didn't like Lekki 10 years ago? Of course I loved Lekki, but I couldn't afford it. So I said, I won't start a business because I can't get Lekki. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's organic. So if the guy is looking to say, I do not have anything at all, ask yourself this question. What do you have within yourself, first of all? Not what is external. What is internal that you can showcase? What do you have? You want to be a fashion designer. Can you cut? Can you sew? Can you do patterns? Can you generate designs every single minute? If you don't have that, then move on. Because that's you. That's nobody else. That's you.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm not talking about machines yet. I'm talking about buildings. You as an individual, what can you do? Can you say to Mai Atafo, hold on, I'll show you something, and sketch for me in 2 minutes? And I'm like, whoa, you got me. But you can't start telling me, I have to go to the you're not ready. And you know what? Time doesn't wait for you. The opportunities will keep showing their faces for you. If you choose not to be ready, you will never be ready.
The opportunities will keep showing its face for you.
You just have to grab it as it comes. Do you understand? You have to be ready for it. You miss the bus once. When the bus comes the second time, you fly into it. Now you know that when you walked in, it didn't work. Now you're running.
Mai Atafo, you people, he's amazing and he's got so much to tell you so you can start living your dreams right away. Just like we say on Eureka Moments, just the same way they say, and live your dreams Africa. And he's told you so much that can help you live your dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.